do not have mercy on the children. Kill all their children also. Why? There's no difference between them and their children.
Rabbi Ovadia Yosef. He is the most revered rabbi of the last generation. He holds, again, that the Arabs have to be fought. The non-Jews cannot be left. They must be eliminated from the land. Okay? He says, the purpose of Gentiles. What is the purpose of Gentiles? To serve Jews. He's one of those who espouses this idea. The purpose of Gentiles is to serve the Jews. Goyim, Gentiles, us basically, were born only to serve us. Without that, they have no place in the world. Their sole function of the Gentile in the world is to serve the people of Israel. In Israel, death has no dominion over them. With Gentiles, it would be like any person. They need to die, okay? But does God give them longevity? Why? Imagine that one's donkey dies. What happened? You lost your servant and your wealth, all right? The Gentile is the servant of the Jew, all right? This is why he gets a long life, so he can work for the Jew. Why do we need Gentiles? They work, they plow, they reap, and we will sit like an effendi and eat. That is why Gentiles were created. When did he say this? October 2010. Weekly Saturday night sermon. On making peace with Arabs, what does he say? How can you make peace with a snake? Those evildoers, the Arabs. It is in the Talmud that God is sorry that he ever created Ishmael and his sons. All right? On Muslims, they're stupid, their religion is as ugly as they are. He said this in 2009. And that's like just a side comment, really. That's not theology, but when your biggest theologian says these types of things, he's the foremost Talmudic authority of his generation. Let's go now to our first video of his son. Okay, now this is Ovadia Yosef's son. What did his son do? He said, let's be more practical. Let's get into politics and change the laws.
And in fact, they did pass this law, making it illegal to incite racism. But Yaakov Yosef worked to make sure that Kahana would still be able to. What he did was he tinkered with the law so that there was a loophole in it. And the loophole said, well, if you're justifying this racism that you're inciting by predicating it on religious arguments, then it's okay, you have an exemption. As long as you have a religious argument to support your racist argument, then you get by, you don't punished for your incitement. So that we can thank Yaakov Yosef for. Another classic example, he was one of the rabbis who openly endorsed the King's Torah, a book that came out about a decade ago. This book, it's essentially a Gentile baby murdering manual, I'm sad to say. Amongst the texts, here's a quote from the book, for example. There is justification for killing babies if it is clear that they will grow up to harm us. Okay? Now, these aren't only words on paper. These words have effect. The reason they write these words is so that people can carry them out. And that's what happens. That's what happened in the village of Duma when followers of the Kahana movement firebombed the house of a family and burnt to death in their beds, father, mother, and one-year-old baby, the Dawabshe family. All right? So this is Yaakov Yosef. And he's loved and praised and held up as a hero in his community. He's not marginalized. But now it's out in the open. If before it was masked, now the mask has fallen.
And he supports and upholds, and his son also, the King's Torah. Now the King's Torah is like, I guess, a tafsir, all right? This tafsir is extremely dangerous, and maybe it's the accurate tafsir of the Torah, okay? Or that what they call the Torah, right? And it states here that children should be killed, all right? Children should be killed. And they're acted upon it. And who is a student of Ovadia Yosef? Right here in Queens, 50 minutes from us. On YouTube, his lecture is there in which Rabbi Mizrahi is a student. He's a student of Ovadia Yosef. And again, in this lecture on the Amalekites, Amalek, he justifies what's found in the King's Torah, that children should be killed. Why? Because chances are they're going to grow up to be like their parents and not just kill Arabs. If they don't kill Arabs, they'll support killing Jews. They'll fund it. If they don't fund it, they're happy about it. They're all terrorists and their kids are terrorists, and he justifies it from the Bible. Okay? So we can see a link here. So this is not just one wacky rabbi. Mizrahi is not some wacky guy. He's not the extreme. Ovadia Yosef is the most celebrated. His funeral was the most widely attended rabbi in Israel. And he upholds the King's Torah. He believes this. His son is highly supported in Israel and is upholding this. These people have tons of followers who are acting upon this stuff. The settlers, they go back to these types of people. Let's see what Rabbi Mizrahi and why YouTube keeps this stuff online. Well, it's good for us for you could see it, but it's insane. Let's listen to him here.
But the point is right here that Hashem say, do not have mercy on the children. Kill all their children also. Why? There's no difference between them and their children. In 10 years from now, these children will attack you on the way. Hashem knows, God knows. Now, if you know there's a terrorist in a building, and this terrorist will kill many Jews, it's just a matter of time because that's what he does all his life. And there's an opportunity to throw a bomb on his head. But maybe a few Arab kids will get hurt. And they say, well, the kids are innocent. How are you going to kill 2, 3, 8 kids that are there in a building, they're gonna get killed. So the answer is, if you don't kill those supposedly innocent kids, what would happen later? This one would kill 50 Jews. So is it permitted to kill this terrorist because I want to save 50 of my brothers and sisters that for sure will die from his hands, as he does all the time, in a price that innocent kids will get killed? That's a question. But those who would tell you, of course, will give you an excuse. So anyway, these kids are brainwashed to become terrorists. And if they're not actively terrorists, they support terrorism with their money. And if they don't send money because they're poor, they dance on the roof of their buildings when Jews are getting killed. One way or the other, they're your enemies. So now the question is, they will become terrorists one way or the other. So that's what the Torah says. Someone is on the way to kill you now or in a year from now, you can kill him even now, a year before. You don't have to wait a minute before. You know this person will kill you. Statistically, that's what it always constantly repeats. So you're allowed to go and attack him first. But that's already becoming a serious argument, because it's human rights, is how can we be so cruel? Let's wait until the danger is really, really physical. What makes you think maybe they'll die naturally, maybe they won't attack us? There's a lot of question marks here. I agree. But the point is right here that Hashem say, do not have mercy on the children. Kill all their children also. Why? There's no difference between them and their children. In 10 years from now, these children will attack you on the way. Hashem knows. God knows.
This is becoming mainstream in Israel.